Right, we're here again in the garage. Again working on the TF160. We've got plenty of jobs to do on this, so we thought we'd crack on with some jobs that don't really need to be done, but we're going to do them anyway. So as you know, the bloody gearbox needs to be replaced. So instead of doing that, I thought we'd upgrade the stereo system in it. So, well, not the stereo, but the actual speakers in it. At the minute, we've got a Sony, just a basic range stereo. But you know what these speakers are like in here. They're not really too good. So we're going to try and improve on it a little bit. So I got some stuff left over from another car, and I bought a couple of other little bits and pieces to go with them as well. So yeah, we're going to start stripping apart the doors and fitting some speakers. And we've got some speakers in the T-bar and got a little amplifier to plug in as well. Right, so this is what I got to go into the car. We've got some Vibe Black Death. I think they are 6¼ inch or 17 centimeters, 6.5 inch, something like that. Really weighty for speakers these are, and being part of the Vibe range, again British Audio, these Black Death ones are one of the best that you could get at this moment in time, when these were available. So I got two of them. I got the tweeters to go with them as well, so the Black Death tweeters. I did get these off a friend many moons ago now. They're a bit of an old technology, but they should still work better than the stuff that is already in there. He did give me the two crossovers, but I could find one of them, so I only had one crossover. So I managed to get hold of these Phoenix Gold crossovers. If you know much about Phoenix Gold, then Vibe Phoenix Gold, pretty much the muchness, on the same sort of level really. So yeah, and they're going in the front doors, they are. And then we've got these ones here, which are 4x6 for the T-bar. And again, if you know much about car audio, back in the day, in the 2000s, Fusion was one of the best that you could get. They do a lot of marine stuff now, and I think Garmin has taken over the brand Fusion. But back in the 2000s, these were the Mutt's nuts, shall we say. And these are, you used to get two kinds of Fusion. You used to get the Encounter, which had the green speaker, so all that in there was bright luminous green. And then you got the power plant, which are the more powerful ones, which is what these are. So these rated 120 watts RMS. In power, and they are 4x6 speakers, so they should fit. I did on my previous MGF, I fitted some Alpine 4x6 and they fit okay, in the same sort of design. So yeah, we'll go with them. Again, you can't buy these anymore. They again, they do a lot of marine stuff now, more than car audio, because that scene had sort of like petted out towards the ends of the 2000s, coming to 2010. That was like the last of it. So yeah, you can't get these anymore. I managed to get these on eBay as a new old stock that someone was selling. So through experience, Fusion has always been good, and especially the power plant stuff. So we've got the most powerful Fusion speakers. We've got the most powerful vibe speakers from, not nowadays, but back in the day. So, and then we've got a modern vibe amplifier. Now this thing is absolutely tiny. I think it's about the size of a £20 note, and it literally just plugs in. So that's the size of the amplifier. It literally just plugs into your ISO at the back of the radio. That comes with all the connectors. So you just plug it in, and that basically tees off all the power, all your speaker wires, and then you just stash it down the back of the dash and happy days. So that's what we're going to put in there. So we've got a little amplifier, we've got some front speakers, and we've got some rear speakers. And the idea is not to break any records with these, because there's a convertible. You can't really get any decent sound out of convertible anyway. So it's just so you can listen to a bit of music without it distorting going down the back country roads. Right, so what I'm going to do now is, because it's got a Sony, I think it's a CD player, I'm going to see if I can find a CD or a USB stick with some copyright free music, and then we're going to turn it up and see what the quality is like, and then start diving into it and getting some bits ripped out. Right, so I found an old CD, so let's play it and see what happens. Da, 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 da. Right, I think that will do. That gives you an idea. The whole, especially this door panel, just rattles. So yeah, we'll just have to see what the difference is after we've fitted all the speakers. Apologies for the music, it's just an old CD that I found, which I believe to be copyright free, but who knows. So yeah, we'll get started and get some speakers sorted. I'm going to have to strip the door panels out anyway to gain access to the speakers, and to cut the speakers out from the plastic housings behind the door there. So right, let's make a start and get this door panel off. I'm not going to show you how to get a door panel off. There's plenty of videos on YouTube that shows you how to get a door panel off an MGF or TF. Basically, screw, two screws, and then a load of poppers at the bottom. Right, let's get it done. Alright, so I've got the door panel off. I'm just trying to mock up where I'm going to put this crossover, but it looks like it already had some uprated speakers in there. JBL GTO tweeters and JBL GTO. What size are they? 17 centimeters, 6 1/4, something like that. But yeah, okay, I guess. You can see where they're already split up. So someone's already riveted these in. So I'm going to have to drill the rivets out and put our new ones in. Or do I get some speaker adapters? I'll have a look. But anyway, I'm trying to find somewhere to put this bloody massive crossover. and I can't put it anywhere. Let's zoom you out. I can't put it anywhere on this side of the door because of the door panel. It's too close to the door. Can't put it behind here because the window motor and regulator is all behind there. Again, I can't really put them in between there because they don't fit. The only other place I've thought about is somewhere in here. Maybe getting a little bit of a plate through this hole here, and then just literally bolting that to the back of the plate, and then putting some screws or rivets or riv nuts in with some bolts just to hold that in place. Basically, it's the only logical place I can see, although it's going to be a little bit of a hassle to make something to go over there. I think it's going to be the best option. Either that or I stick it somewhere in here. I run the speak cables through the grommet and stick them on the inside somewhere is the other option that I've got. So I'm going to ponder my thoughts on that one. I'm going to see if there's any speaker adapters available on Fleabay that I can get in the next couple of days, and then we'll go from there, I think. Yes, right. Let me have a little bit more of a ponder. Right, so I think I've decided that I'm going to put these crossovers inside the car. Again, that keeps them away from the elements as well. But what I found out here, you probably can't see very well because it's a bit dark. Let me see if I can put a light on. If excuse me, I've got a new phone. There we go. Right. So behind here on an F and an early TF, there used to be a module inside here for your central locking. I can't remember if it's central locking or electric windows, one of the two. There used to be a big old box, literally same sort of size as that used to control all that. And what they've done away with that with the new BCU, and they've literally the carpet. They've still got the bulge in for it, but they've filled it out with foam. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a little hole in there at the foam, so this has got a nice little place to sit, and then we'll stick that in there, and we'll run some wires through there, and into here. Right, now I've sorted that out, I'm just going to get a drill and drill these rivets out, but I'm pretty sure I haven't got a drill here at home, so I think I might have to wait until the next day to do that. Right, let me see if I've got a drill. Alright, so we've I haven't got a drill, bit, and can't remember what else I was looking for now. Oh yeah, I was going to fit the tweeters and the door cards, but they don't fit either, so I need to bring my Dremel tool home and open the holes up, only a little bit, a couple of mil, but I thought instead of just going away and thinking that was an epic fail, I thought I'd make a start on the rear speakers just in case I need anything for them. So I've taken the windbreak off, which I'm going to give a really good clean before I put it back on again. All the road grime in there. Yeah, and I've taken the T-bar cover off, which is just like 3 screws, 1, 2, 3, and then it just pulls off on some poppers. I think I actually broke that one there, it didn't want to come out. So yeah, just going to get a screwdriver and undo these speakers and see what's behind there. Right, tonight is really not going to plan. I've removed obviously the speaker and went to fit this one, and it just don't fit. It's way too big. If you look at the back of the magnets, you can see how good a quality these are and how puny these are. Just the frame of the speaker is just way too big. But I'm not going to give up. I have started cutting around here and at the bottom here, and it has almost started to fit in. So I'll get the bottom bit in now and get the holes lined up. I just can't get the top in, and I think it's because that bit there is bottoming out on this bit of plastic in here. So again, I've got no bloody tools there. I've only got basic spanner set, ratchet set and stuff like that. So I'm going to call it a night now, and I'm literally going to, when I go to work tomorrow, I'll pick up some tools. I'll pick up my Dremel and we'll cut a nice little recess in here and tidy this up a little bit and see if we can get it to fit. Isn't going to be ideal, purely because you're then going to get sound escaping from the box. The whole idea of this is to contain the sound, to give you a little bit more of a bassy feel, but we're going to lose a little bit of that from here. I don't think the old speakers sealed too well. I had a bit of foam on the back, but I don't think they're sealed too well anyway. So yeah, we're going to cut out a little bit on here, as little as we can. You can just see it's just that bit there, so we'll probably just cut a little recess out in there just to allow that magnet to go in, and then that should drop in. But I can't do that until I've got my Dremel. So now that is going to be tomorrow's job. So we'll see you in the morning.
The next day.
Right, I've got some tools from the workshop. As you see, I've already made a start on this one. I've now got that fitted, so that fits into the hole nicely. And just a quick, that's what it used to look like, and that's what it looks like now. I'll put some light on. Okay, so that's what it looks like now, and that's what it did look like. So I've literally taken a little bit off the top, a little bit around the sides, around the bottom. I've literally cut down into here to allow room for the magnet. As you see, it's not perfect at the minute, but I'm going to tidy it up with the Dremel with the sanding wheel on it. But now that fits in there, all the screw holes line up, and then you can just see it's just poking at the side here. But I'm going to lose a little bit of sound quality because of this hole. Ideally you want the whole speaker contained, but you can see even with that sitting flat, there's a gap there. So I might, after I've done it all and got it all working properly, then I might revisit this and put some fiberglass around here and then fiberglass around here to make it all enclosed. But for now, I've got some better quality speakers in there and everything lines up. So yeah, I'm going to crack on and do the other side, and then we can get all that fitted back in. So that'll be the rear's done, and then it's just a case of moving on to the fronts. Right, so that's all the speakers all fitted, all looking lovely. As I say, they're not 100% sealed in there, but I think, as mentioned before, I'll come and address that later on down the line if I need to, we'll see how it all sounds first when it's all hooked up and ready to go. So I'm just going to put this T-bar cover back on, put the windbreak back on, and then we'll make a start on the front. Alright, so that's all now back in. While that was out, I just gave the T-bar a good old clean with some APC. I've given that wind deflector a bit of a clean as well, but as you can see, it still looks dirty, but I think it's the mesh behind is starting to go rusty. I'm not sure if that's stainless mesh or if it's just normal steel mesh that's been coated with zinc or something. Not really too sure, but anyway, that's all back together again and all plugged in. So I've now taken my time and I've started to do the front speakers. So I'm just opening up this hole with the old Dremel just so I can get this tweeter in. You can see it's now drops almost straight in, so with a little bit of force that will hold in quite nicely. I think I might just put a couple of dabs of hot glue just behind it as well, just so it don't fall out. And also I've mounted the speaker into the enclosure so that can be now screwed on. But before I do that, I've got to run some speaker cable through the grommet so we can put a crossovers inside the car. These are going to be just cut back because you don't need them anymore because they just goes into that speaker there. So I'll just cut them, tuck them out of the way. Well, I won't cut them, I'll just tuck them out of the way. And then yeah, and then we'll run some new speaker wires from the crossover, and we'll have to take power from these to go to the crossover and then back out twice from the crossover to the two speakers in the door. So yeah, let me get on with that and I'll show you when I've done this side. Right, so I've got all the wires in, I've got them all terminated. They are just twisted ends because they get put into a joint in there which gets screwed down. I've got my ends on the tweeter wire and I've got my crossover in the position. It's really tight getting 3 lots of speaker wire through that aperture. I don't even know what they call them now. Like a boot thing, I guess. But yeah, I've taken a little bit of the foam out of there. I did start cutting it all nice and neatly, but when I grabbed it to pull it out, it just came out in chunks. So that's how it's going to be. So I'm just going to secure that into that panel there. Fit the door speaker, fit the door card, and plug the tweeter in, and then we'll just give it a little test just to make sure that's all okay, and just make sure the rears are working, and then we'll get on to the other side off camera, and yeah, and then again we'll give it a final test before we fit the amp, and then obviously if it all works before we fit the amp, then we know it's good, and yeah, then we're not trying to diagnose 6 problems at once. Yeah, anyway, so we're gonna fit that, fit the door speaker, fit the door card with the tweeter in, and then give it a test. Right, we got all that in now. Again, just need to secure that out of the way. But I've got the tweeter in, got the main speaker in. Don't know if you can hopefully be able to see that behind there somewhere. There you go. So that's all wired in now. The only thing that I'll have to revisit is for the tweeters. I've put in some spade connectors. Normally I like to make a nice job of it and have some nice covered ones so it don't short out, but unfortunately I left my crimpers at the workshop again. Shocking, I know. So what I've done is just put normal like red and blue crimpers on, and I've just used my side cutters to crimp them in place. And yeah, I'll do that properly when we take the door cards back off to do the leather inserts. So I'm just going to get this door card all put back together again, get that nice and secured, make sure it all works, and then we're going to do the amplifier. So yeah, be back in a second. Right, so we're going to start moving on to the amplifier now. I've got the door cards back in, so all the speakers are now done. I just got to tidy that up. But yeah, all the speakers are now in. I've removed the radio, and it's literally just a, what you can see, just a basic Sony CD player, Mexplod one apparently. So it's got 52 watt times 4. And this one here is 520 watts, of course, spread across 4 channels. So, you know, that's almost double the power of the factory head unit. Not only that, but you can put it in on a standard stereo, and that will give you subwoofer pre-outs or amp pre-outs for front or rear, or for subwoofer. So if you just wanted a standard stereo, you can plug this in. That'll give you stereo a little bit more sound, and it will, again, you can put a subwoofer in it, not a problem at all. I mean, I've got channels because I'm on the Sony head unit for a sub, but it's just another option if you wanted to keep the standard stereo, as I said. So I'm just going to find a place where to put this. It comes with a loom, and that literally goes in between them 2 plugs there. Yeah, so I'm just going to find a place for this, mount it up out of the way, and then plug it in and see what happens. Right, I've got it all plugged in. Well, the head unit side of things. I've got the wires fed to down here. Now, there's a nice little hole in the side of the glove box there, and some Velcro inside. That someone's left for me from a previous owner, I guess. So I think I'm going to put it in there, because then I can mess around with, not that side, but that side I've got full high pass filter and gains as well. So just gives me a little bit of adjustability in it, and to be fair, I don't really use the glove box anyway. So yeah, I'm literally going to turn it on, plug it back, plug the amp into the pig, and then turn it on and see what happens, because I have got some tails here which comes out of the speaker connection, which is for the front speakers. So I don't know if that is again a pass through that you can connect up to an amplifier. Yeah, so these ones here, they're inputs, so these are outputs, I'm going to guess. So high to low outputs, and these are the inputs. So yeah, I guess instead of using the speaker connector, you could wire that straight into the back of your head unit with RCA connectors. Yeah, anyway, let me get it plugged in and turn it on and see what it sounds like. Right, here we all go. All the speakers are in, everything is fitted. The amplifier is just in there. All the carpet's been put back, so we're all good. So we're just going, I've done a little bit of test and tune on it, trying to get the best sound, and it's already 10 times better. It's not brilliant, don't get me wrong. I I think the front door speakers, because they're really old and they've been sat in my toolbox for God knows how long, but I just think they're a little bit past their best. But yeah, we've set it up and it's relatively good. So I'm just going to unpause this and then give you a little just a little demo of it, and I'll see in the editing about putting a before and after on there. See how well that do. I do my edit on my phone, so yeah, I don't know how well that will come out, but I'm going to try and do it before and after. I've got the same song roughly at the same place. So yeah, let's just go for it. Yeah, so that is that. I've got a little bit of vibration coming through from this door panel, but I've done no sound deadening or no foam backing of any of the speakers, so I'm not surprised, to be honest with you. But to be honest with you, it's miles better. It goes miles louder without distorting, and there's a hell of a lot of bass in it now compared to what there was. Not that you'll probably hear that on the video, because video you can't really tell the quality of sound through a video, unfortunately. But yeah, I think that'll do it. I'm happy with it. Again, there's going to be some adjustments to it later on. I might do a little bit of sound deadening. I've still got that tweeter wiring to redo when I do the door cards, but apart from that, that's all in there. So yeah, happy days. Don't know what we're going to do next, but you'll find out. So we'll see you in the next TF episode.